Hello guys and welcome to this video. This time we are talking about Musume's team trials, a kind of PvP part of the game. And before we get to it, I wanted to show you guys my score. This is where I'm sitting right now. And even though I'm not at like the top of the chart, I think I'm doing really good. I mean, the promotion line is right now at 160,000 points. And I'm not like 200,000 more points than that. And that's because I've been trying to get better at training my Umas and the game in general, just to give the people who's trying to get into the game a little bit of help. I've been active on Discord and asking people for their thoughts on builds and racers, and it's been pretty fun. I think the community of this game is just very wholesome for the most part. And okay, so I wanted to show you that just so you know that I kind of know what I'm doing. So let's continue. In team trials, this is what you want to do. When you get to your 15 racers, you gonna get the bigger picture of the game. And there's a lot of strategy that you can go into your compositions and how you build them, but what you want to really know is how you get a better score here, because that's kind of the point. You want to get higher so you can have access to these rewards and to the retention rewards, because it kind of gets interesting once you get to like class 4 and class 5. I don't know how hard it would be to get to class 6, but I think it's probably going to be really hard. So if you're aiming for like class 4, class 5, that's fine. The rewards are already very good, and even the first promotions are really good for class 4 and class 5, and the ones you get before are still fine. So what do you want to focus when you are doing your team here? First of all, do not worry about how much rank your Umas have. Like, you can see here that I have some B plus and A plus, and my only B plus is like, my only B is Major McQueen. But it's because she's kind of hard to get higher. But it doesn't matter because I still got a really good score. Why is that? Because my Umas are made for PvP. The ones that I chose to put here are the ones that I know have been created in a way that they can do well in PvP. And how do I know that? Well, if you see this Uma right here, for example, why is she different from my other Marusenskis? Because if you see here, she only has activatable skills. And why does that matter? Because one of the reasons that the game gives you a better score is from how many skills were activated during the race. So you want as many gold and blue skills as possible. And they are generally better than the other skills, like the buff and the green ones. And so you still want to get them. So you're not shooting yourself in the foot for taking them. What happens with that though? Since the rank is also based on how many skills do you have, you will get a lower rank. But that doesn't matter, because that means that if you're using like a strategy to get your rank artificially higher because you're getting a bunch of skills, like a bunch of green skills with I've seen a strategy that goes like you get 3 speed cards and 3 wheat cards. Your Uma, even though it's a rank lower, or maybe a lot lower rank than the other person's Yuma, you can still probably beat them because they have a bunch of skills that don't do anything for them. Even though they maybe have better stats, you probably beat them with this kind of build. So you want to look for that. Do not be discouraged by not having Umas from a higher rank, because they probably will do well if you train them correctly in the class that you're in right now. What's the other thing that you want to keep in mind? And this is kind of like a bit of trial and error, because even though this Uma, it's an A rank that has 10,000 points, and then I have King Halo that has 9,000 points. I've noticed that my King Halo usually ends up winning the races more often than my Marusensky. So even though she's supposed to be higher, or she's supposed to perform better than my King Halo, that's not what happens in practice. Be it because she has a better distribution in the stats, be it because King Halo has an A in sprint and my Marusensky I think has she has a B in sprint. Whatever the reason, in my team that's what happens. So even if I have a higher rank in my team, I should go for the ace who has the better chance to be in the first place. And why is that? Because your ace, the person who is in these spots, get a bonus for how they perform in the race. So you want to keep in mind that, and after a few races, maybe 5 races, maybe 10 races, you can kind of see who performed better and put them there. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that you don't want to get your team rank a lot higher if you are not training your Umas correctly. If you still don't have the proper cards for your Uma, or maybe you artificially created your Umas with the strategy you mentioned before, like the 3 speed cards and the 3 wit cards, you want to keep this low. And if you see that you're losing your races and you're getting 0-5 every single try that you do, you may want to consider getting out maybe 2 or 3 of your racers from your wars setup. If you think your long racers are not performing well, or your deer racers are not performing well because maybe you don't have one of these 3, because I think these are the 3 humans that perform better in dirt right now. Maybe you don't have Shuttle, or maybe you don't have Alcon Pasa. You maybe want to consider just running 2 racers against your opponent 3 racers, because you're artificially lowering your rank and in theory going against worse opponents, and that maybe allows you to get a higher score than what you will normally get. And that's what you see sometimes, that you run against one character or maybe 2 characters in your opponent's team. That's what they are doing. They are maybe getting their ass beat on 2 or 3 ranks above what you currently are, so they lower their team rank. Your team rank, it doesn't really matter that much. Other than that, you don't really need to have it that high, unless you want to get the rewards. And if you already got them and you want to get the other rewards and you want to get your points before the week is over, you should probably follow these advices, and you'll probably get a better rank. If you want help with this, or you're missing cards, remember that we already have a club. If you want to join, you can still join, and that's it. That's all you really need to know. You want to go into the more deep reasons why you get each score, you can go to a website that I'm going to link in the details or in a comment. But you can do whatever you feel like. I hope it helps you a bit. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments below. And I hope you do well in your races. I'll see you guys in the next video.